Hi guys, this is Neil and Gavin back again with another Tayar podcast. This one we're going to be discussing the HEARTLAND festival that Gavin attended while I was away on holiday. The HEARTLAND festival is a local Pitlochry festival. When was that on, Gavin?
It was on Saturday the 28th of June.
So we're going to be discussing some of the bands that Gavin saw.
First of all, before we get started, I think there was about 12 to 13 bands that I've seen over the 2 days at the weekend. But I just want to give a couple of honourable mentions first. I saw The Caves, I saw Katie Nichol, I saw Copper Lungs, I saw, who else did I see? Ben Walker, and I just want to say, absolutely fantastic, really good stuff. The festival as a whole was brilliant. I mean, for being in northern Perthshire, the absolute support that Graham Howie and his team got for putting on the HEARTLAND Festival was phenomenal.
So HEARTLAND is a local radio station for northern Perthshire and the Highlands. It runs alongside local events, and it's more of a community-based radio station.
So for the support that it got, because 8,000 capacity I believe it was, I never heard of it at all. So again, I just want to take this opportunity to thank Alan Sweeney of the Crom, who managed to secure 2 tickets for the event, so thank you, Alan.
So tell me a little bit about the setup. It's in Pitlochry Showground. What was the setup?
So the car park entrance was at the complete opposite side of the field to the pedestrian entrance. The 2 stages were almost perpendicular to one another, and as soon as one band performed from one stage, when they finished, the next band was ready to perform on the other stage. So you had your main stage, which was for sort of higher or more established independent artists, and the discovery stage was for sort of more local talent or up and coming talent. The first thing that you got on the car park side was the massive toilet block on your right hand side, and then kind of just further along, just keeping to the right wall, there was a load of food vendors as well.
So, with it being a festival, one of the most important things that everybody wants to know, what were the toilets like?
They were fine. Believe it or not, they were actually fine. It was unisex toilets. I used the facilities 3 to 4 times, I think. And of all times that were there was plenty of toilet roll. The system was completely easy to use. And then the only other problem that you had was there was a master's hand sanitizer station outside. Staff were great, you know, everything was brilliant. There's just 1 or 2 wee things that I've picked up on that personally kind of are a bit of pet peeves with me. But toilets, yeah, fine. So
that's the event. What band would you like to discuss first?
I'm going to start with David Delinquent and the IOUs. So David Delinquent and the IOUs are a Dundee-based band. Music-wise, it was sort of punk rock. I actually got speaking to the guy on Sunday, and he said we're 3 punks that play rock music. The way I could describe them was it sounded like Dookie Green Day. There was a bit sort of commercial / pop aspect in there, very small portion, but it made me think of bands like Social Distortion and not necessarily NoFX, but more kind of like rocky punk bands as opposed to punk bands, if that makes sense. I absolutely loved it, and you'll recall, Neil, within moments of me actually arriving at the venue, I actually sent you a couple of the videos because I instantly knew. I said, right, Neil's going to love these guys, and I've got a few other mates that are going to love these guys because we've been listening to them and talking about X and Y. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The lyrics were appropriate. They kind of fit that punk rock niche. You had 1 or 2 kind of cliches in there, and it just everything fit. It was just such a lovely ensemble, and I really definitely do look forward to going to see them. And as I say, everything with it was within the cadence of punk rock. It's literally like a fresher scope on the punk rock of the late or the mid 80s to the sort of mid 90s. Not pop punk, because it's not pop punk. From what I recall and from what I witnessed, it wasn't sort of fast and kind of immature and juvenile. This stuff had a good sort of philosophy behind it. I managed to get speaking to David Delinquent on Sunday, and the guy's got a great idea about what he's trying to achieve, and the band are fully there to support them, and they all work well together. The addition of the saxophonist as well, it just drew that 70s, 80s sort of that rock, working class rock sound. It was a beautiful sound. It was really, really good. And I definitely look forward to going to see them. Yeah.
So where and when are they playing?
One of the dates that we're looking for is Saturday the 15th of November. They're going to be playing at Beat Generator in Dundee. So that's one of the ones I think we should be looking at going for. We've done a poll, actually. I don't know if people all know this, but there was a poll that I done on YouTube asking what genres people wanted us to review next, and punk was one of them. So David Delinquent were coming to see a full set, because they only played for half an hour. But the half hour set that they did, I mean, it was great. Well, clearly it was great because it's got me hooked on the band. It just felt good. It was a feel good music, but it didn't push the boundaries too far. It was just sort of everything that I not necessarily stand for, but everything that I feel and everything that I try to convey, it just fit that niche perfectly.
Excellent. So David Delinquent and the IOUs.
Yes.
David Delinquent and the IOUs are going to be playing Beat Generator in Dundee on the 15th of November, Saturday night. Brilliant. So what band next?
Let's skip on Delta Manic.
Delta Manic.
Yeah, so Delta Manic, believe it or not, are a 6-piece funk soul band from Alloa. I genuinely thought it was just background music from when they came on. I had no idea that there was a band playing. And as soon as I looked at the discovery stage, they're all wearing black Adidas tracksuits, and I thought, what? But that's just their thing. That's just what they wear. They had 4 vocal harmonists. So the bass player chirped in, he sang some stuff, you had your main singer, and then you had the guitarist was doing something as well. They kicked off with a song called Thingy Overload Zone. It was great. I mean, that clicked me right in. I thought the groove in it, and it was so original as well. Okay, fair enough. You know, you're a soul band, you're a funk band, you're almost like now generically tying yourself in with all this stuff. But again, it was a fresh taste on it. It was so fresh. Everything that they were doing, it just sounded phenomenal. And my eyes were affixed on their performance. I thoroughly enjoyed their music. Just the sound, just the ideas that they were presenting. They were like vintage. The word choice that they would use, it was vintage. It was as if it was going back to the 60s and 70s, and it was things you would say or hear in a song from then, not like modern times, which I feel it's a bit more sort of sexualized and it's a bit too provocative in some cases. This was a bit more elegant, not jazz elegant, but it was just enough to convey the idea of sort of love and peace and passion. The musicianship in it was phenomenal. I mean, there was points in their song where there was a 4-part harmony. I've never seen that from like bands before, but like young bands, starting out bands, newer bands. I've never seen that before. So the ideas that they're presenting in their music, and where they're coming away with sort of a funk soul thing, like these are all young players. It's not like they're mixed in with middle-aged men. These are all young players. I can't mind the guy's name, but I think he's actually moved from somewhere to Alloa, and he's come up with this intention of starting a band, which it's totally paid off. The lead singer, the main man behind it, he clearly has a direction, and all these people are interested in being a part of that direction, and that is what makes that band, well, that's what makes any band group work. but for the majority of, I'd say for at least sort of almost 15 to 20 years, that is the main issue that we've had with forming bands, is there's too many people with ideas and people can't learn to just, right, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and ride with the tide with this, and oh, you know what, his idea's actually better, I quite like that, I'm going to jump on board. No one's doing that. Everybody's trying to fight to get their idea put across the band. That's why after 6 months or 3 years of gigging and rehearsing, that's why there's a change in the dynamic. That's why people leave. That's why there's problems. That's why things don't work out, because everybody's fighting. With Delta Manic, one guy had this idea, everybody else was like, I'm on board with that, let's jam out and see what happens. And that's how it works. That's how bands are getting places now. I believe that at the Heartland Festival, it was one of the key players, or the key players, last gig. I believe he stepped back from the band to pursue other avenues, and now they've replaced him with a female key player. Check out their Instagram page, because they're always putting up skits of them working on recordings and sort of tracking instruments. Some of it's funny. If you know music, or you've got a background in working with like music and in studios and stuff, some of it will make you laugh, because it certainly made me chuckle. It just took you back to sort of the sounds of the 1970s, the early 70s, late 60s, this funk soul stuff like Sly and the Family Stone, not so much Earth, Wind and Fire, but like an Isaac Hayes thing or Curtis Mayfield sort of vibe. It was great, man. It was so good. Ain't Nothing But Soul, that was the song by them. Really, really good. I haven't seen anything yet. I keep checking out their social media pages, but they are another one that I cannot wait to see.
Delta Manic.
Yep.
From Alloa.
Yep.
Excellent.
Let us do our thing. Oh, brilliant, man.
And they're...
Yes, man, it was quality.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Delta Manic, you've got a big thumbs up from Gavin.
Oh, totally.
Band number 3, who did you see? Who do you want to discuss next?
So there's 2 bands. I'll give a quick mention. I mentioned them at the start. Ben Walker. He's a wee young lad fae Montrose, believe it or not. And his set blew me away. The sound that they done, it was like pop rock thing, but there was electronic elements in there as well. It has this rockiness to it, but it's very much a pop music thing.
So did he have a band, or was he looping?
No, he had a band. He had a band with him. He had the drummer, he had the key player. There was 2 guitarists, because the lead guitarist at one point came off. There was like a walkway that they built on the stage, had no idea, and he got off and started doing a crazy guitar solo and spinning about like a dafty, which was entertaining. Tayar podcast, follow him on social media, and basically every single one of his reels is him with this massive smiling face, absolutely enjoying his life right now, and I couldn't be any happier for him. His set was absolutely brilliant. It was just so impressive. But sorry, I'm getting stuck away. He's not the one that I want to talk about. Who I actually want to talk about is the Eves. They came on after him, and they were fantastic. Predominantly it's 2 girls, and they do pop stuff. They had the drummer, but they had someone playing keys, and they were more key heavy. They had a lot of sort of electronic backings as well. You had the lead vocalist, her voice was absolutely incredible. And then you had Caroline on acoustic guitar. I think she was more so the lead songwriter in the band, but she played acoustic guitar. I've been listening to their song We're on Fire so much. They had an EP, both sides, at the venue, which I bought that, and it's great. Even though Recovery, now I don't recall them playing it because it's quite a kind of sad sort of soppy song, but it just sounds great. The lead vocalist's voice just absolutely cuts through it, and it's magical. She's not straining it, she just sings it, and there's not enough vocalists out there just singing. They all have to kind of show off and sort of project an aggressive tone or an emotional tone in their voice, but this one, she just sings it perfectly, and it just feels so nice to listen to. They done a cover, but I can't think of the name of the band. It's like a dance tune from the 90s. It was actually such a refreshing spiel. So they seem to be building their way up. When I got the EP, I looked through it. Ash Zone recorded drums for them on one of their tracks, which I thought was really cool. They're working with a producer. I'm sure it's somewhere down in... I know that they are kind of stationed about Leith Way, so I would quite like to go and see them, but they seem to be a bit quiet on their social media at the moment. So I'm not quite sure what they've got planned. But the Eves, they definitely caught my attention as well. I'd quite like to go and see them.
So you said 4 bands. Was that the 4, or is there anyone else you'd like to discuss?
No, the last one that I'd like to discuss is the Tumbling Souls. For me, they were the best band of the day. The Tumbling Souls were a 5 or 6 piece band, I've forgotten, from the Isle of Lewis. Willie was on front and centre. He was the main man. Americana, folk rock stuff. This was unbelievable. I thought about them the whole day. That whole Saturday, they kind of just left this strong musical imprint on me, and it blew me away. They've just released a single called 1995. It's now available on streaming platforms, and I bought mine from iTunes. One of their first release, I think they released an album back in 2018, and it's got your songs like City of Adelaide. That was the first song that they played there. They released another song called End of Running or something like that. Their music carried the tune, and their music kind of carried the story as well. 1995, the lyrics in 1995 were very fun. They were upbeat. He told a story about his recollection of going to a fun fair somewhere and just sort of telling about folk capering about and folk breaking up, and just our music was so upbeat as well and positive. It was great. I know that there's a few country guys out there getting big, and they're kind of talking about this oppression and blah blah blah, this, that and the next thing, but to stumble upon the Tumbling Souls, it was just so positive. Everything was great. So I don't know how often they gig, and I don't know what the script is with them, because obviously it's the Isle of Lewis that they're all coming from, but they're definitely one that I want to go and see as well. Definitely check out their song 1995. It should be on YouTube. There's another one as well. I was listening to a song, it's called I Can Feel the Distance, and I believe it was recorded at a Pitlochry festival about a couple of years ago. That was a fantastic song as well that they played there as well. So they were definitely, without a doubt, the best band that I saw on Saturday. So well done, Tumbling Souls. But well done everybody else as well. Saturday's music was phenomenal. David Delinquent in the IOUs, he was completely different from the rest of them, because I don't think any other band kind of rocked out as much as what he did. And then, as I say, you had the Tumbling Souls as well. So putting this Americana spin on it was really a nice touch as well.
So that pretty much concludes Saturday at the Heartland Festival.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure that you go and check out all these bands that we've discussed here in the podcast. As I say, you could check out when they're gigging on their social media pages. We'll have links on our Instagram page for them all, because they'll all be up there. If there's any bands that you want us to check out, or if there's anything that you think we could be interested in, or you'd like to feature on us, please get in touch with us via our Facebook page, Instagram page, or you can email us directly as well. In the meantime, stay safe and support live music. Thank you.
Yeah, support live music. Thanks for listening, guys. You take care.